guess first of all, if you could take us through that pick six.
Yeah, we had a pressure on, and they were running a little RPO, and I was kind of scraping over the top. I was going to take the back, and I think the QB like pump faked it to one guy, and I just came in the window, and I kind of saw his eyes. I was hoping he threw it, and ended up being in the right place. And then, the D line was blocking for me. They blocked their butts off, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, what was it like to just turn and just see three guys right there, just kind of forming a wall?
It was pretty comfortable. I was like, I probably don't have to make anybody miss. Those guys are going to handle him, especially the QB. So.
Julius, your hurdle early in the game too. Can you describe kind of how you're feeling doing that?
So my goal this week was to stay on the ground. I didn't do that very well, but the O-line opened up a hole on our power play, and I just seen the hole, and I just reacted to the guy shooting his shot low, and I ended up clearing him. So
was that your goal because some of the other hurdles haven't gone as well?
Bell running back Dr. Humphrey had 3 touchdowns. So just take me through, the whole group and another explosive performance this game.
It's awesome. Our running back room has so much depth. Everybody can play. You can see that when you cut on the TV or the film. And I'm so excited for all of these guys because they continuously improve and work every week to get better. And you see that on the field. And Scotty, yeah, he's that dude.
Julius, I just wondered if you could talk to the run blocking, especially from guys like Cleve and Derek, and just especially kind of on the perimeter.
They take pride in that stuff, and vice versa. We block so they can get the ball. They block so we can get the ball. And I think that's what's very special about Montana State as a whole is everybody, regardless of special teams, defense, offense, we all complement each other very well, and we do it for each other seriously. So.
What'd you think of Sean kind of stepping into that full starting role today?
It was awesome. He was comfortable, made his reads, made his plays, and did what he did running. That's what he does too. But you saw a little bit of his arm as well. But he was very comfortable in that role. He's been training for that all year. So
I guess for both of you guys, I'll start with you, Julius, but how motivated and hungry were you to get back out on the field after last week?
Very. We had the saying is, you win or you learn. So we took last week as a learning experience. And no matter who we're playing, it's getting better. It's us versus ourselves. So it's like we look in the mirror and look at, okay, this is what we need to improve. And I feel like that's what we did this week. We looked at ourselves, took a real look, and then, okay, let's improve, and we did that. So.
Same question.
Yeah, same thing. I think, our mindset was, control what we can control, and that's us. That's us tackling, that's us blocking on offense, that's everything that we do, that's executing all the details and everything, controlling our effort. So I think it was just more about us this week and, getting things right in the ship from last week a little bit.
You guys, go ahead.
No.
You guys threw 30 passes today. Was that a point of emphasis this week, and how did you think that went?
It went very well. That was a point of emphasis. We wanted to get the ball just around to different people, just to build that confidence within the entire offense. And we did that and successfully did that for the most part. So I think, yeah.
Well, and you mentioned, win or learn, and you mentioned a couple things there, but anything else you kind of learned most from last week?
It's just really just being able to persevere through tough things. Like resilience is another thing that Coach Herron had put up in the weight room to look at, what is mental toughness, and that was something I felt like we did a very good job at. But it's like you can always improve at it, and continuously over and over. Just okay, good play, bad play, next play. Doesn't matter if it was good play. If you broke a 30-yard run, you still got 70 more yards to go. So it's just good play, bad play, next play.
Probably another tough injury pregame we found out about for the defense. But it seems like when somebody goes down, somebody else steps up. So what can you say about the depth this defensive group?
Yeah, I think that we have really good depth, especially in the secondary, and I feel like this is the first time that we've had great depth in the secondary since I've been here, so that's a good thing to have. But it's just a next man up mentality, and it's unfortunate for Caden that he has to go through that, and nobody ever wants that to happen. But we'll back him up. We're here for him and everything. But yeah, I think guys just see it as is any single play, your number could be called, so you got to be ready to go out there, and that's why we practice like we practice in fall camp, spring ball, even in game weeks, you know, double repping. We got to build depth, guys getting a lot of reps, a lot of dudes getting a lot of reps, and so everybody's getting better, and when their number's called, I trust anybody, you know, that's suited up on that sideline to go out and make a play.
Your partner at safety, Polidor, has stood out this year. What can you say about him?
Yeah, Drew worked really hard all offseason, making the transition from corner to free safety, just learning the defense, and you know, he's just such a physical specimen, right? He can run, he can jump, he can cover, he can do everything. He tackles really well, and so I think the thing I've liked the most from him is his aggressiveness. You know, coming downhill, fitting the run up, making tackles. You know, if you cut the tape, he's always hitting somebody. He's flying over piles, and you know, it just feels really good to have a guy like that back there with you.
These are both of you. Conference play now starts on Saturday. What are you guys looking to take from the non-conference and what you learned into Weber State?
Yeah, I think just building on each week. You know, you got to get better each week, especially in the Big Sky Conference. It's a gauntlet. We got a lot of tough road games this year, but like Julius was talking about, like we talk about mental toughness a lot. That's why we train for all off season, all summer. That's what we talk about. That's why we do the workouts that we do. They put us in tough situations. So when it comes to that, and it's the fourth quarter on the road in conference, that you know, we're calm, we're prepared, and we feel like we've been there before.
Just like Ortt said, we're excited. We're ready to go. We got a lot to improve on. We're gonna enjoy this win right now, but when that time comes next week, that's when we'll cut on the tape, learn. Not everything was perfect today. It went in our favor today, 100%. But there's some things we're gonna clean up to become a more explosive team on both sides, all phases of the ball, honestly. So.
Speaking of cleaning up, obviously a lot less false starts today. What was the kind of point of emphasis to clean that up? Was it scheme? Was it the plays being called? Communication? How was that cleaned up for today?
Honestly, it was just communication. We just kind of had this first time this year that we've been in a stadium where it was an opposing team, and you know, we couldn't really hear much. But we took that again as a learning experience to be able to, okay, how can we kind of change our snap count or do this with our plays that can help us have an edge, or at least eliminate that hidden yardage where we're losing yards that shouldn't be happening. But that was a huge emphasis. I think we did really good responding from that, because nobody wants to have 9-8 false starts.
Rylan, with Caden and some of the other guys obviously missing the defense, does that give you any more motivation? Are you thinking of those guys kind of when you're out there on defense today?
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, I haven't had an injury like that, but I know how it feels to miss some football games, and so, you know, I kind of told some guys before the game, I was like, there's dudes that would give everything to be out here today. You know, it might not feel like such a big game, but you only get so many opportunities in Bobcat Stadium. You only get so many opportunities to play football in your life, and for the Montana State Bobcats, and you don't know when it could end, and you know, it puts it into perspective when you miss a little bit of time. You got to play every game, every play like it's your last. And so I was thinking of those guys. You know, I try to be a support system for them just because I kind of know how they feel a little bit. So I try to keep them up and be there for them.